Summary of Bayside Beginnings, Magnolia Key Book 5, by Kay Correll. In Bayside Beginnings, Kay Correll returns readers to the charming world of Magnolia Key, a small island town nestled off the Florida coast, known for its quaint charm, resilient women, and the healing power of community and love. This fifth installment in the series centers on Felicity Bond, a woman seeking peace, purpose, and perhaps a fresh start after the disarray of her recent life. Felicity arrives on Magnolia Key hoping for nothing more than a quiet summer. Her personal and professional life have both hit a snag. Once a respected editor in the bustling publishing world of New York City, she's burned out and disillusioned after a series of betrayals, both romantic and career-related. The invitation from her grandmother to spend the summer at the seaside bed and breakfast she runs feels like a lifeline. Felicity envisions long days filled with reading, walking along the beach, and helping her grandmother manage the baby at a gentle pace. However, her plans for a calm retreat are quickly upended when she meets Brent Dunn, a charismatic historian who's come to the island researching a long-standing local mystery. Brent is on the trail of a century-old scandal involving a visiting European prince, a forbidden love affair, and a secret that has left ripple effects through generations of Magnolia Key residents. Felicity initially wants nothing to do with Brent. She's not interested in getting caught up in someone else's quest, much less falling for another man when she's still nursing emotional wounds. But Brent is persistent and charming, and his enthusiasm for the mystery is infectious. Slowly, Felicity finds herself drawn into the story he's trying to piece together, especially when she learns that her own family may have been connected to the events he's investigating. As Felicity and Brent begin uncovering more clues, they start working together more closely. Their partnership is, at first, uneasy. Both are strong-willed and independent, and Felicity in particular guards her emotions tightly. But over time, their mutual respect for each other's intellect and passion grows into something deeper. Brent isn't just handsome and charming, he's also kind, patient, and quietly struggling with his own burdens. A single father whose teenage daughter is preparing to leave for college, Brent is trying to figure out what the next phase of his life looks like. Their research leads them to old letters, hidden rooms in historical homes, and long-forgotten town records. They piece together a story of love and betrayal, and how decisions made in the early 1900s still echo through the town today. As the mystery deepens, so too does the bond between Felicity and Brent. Yet their budding relationship faces complications. Felicity's time on Magnolia Key is supposed to be temporary, and she's not sure she wants to give up her career, or her independence, for a man, no matter how wonderful. Brent, on the other hand, is deeply rooted in history, both literally and figuratively. His research career often ties him to one place for long stretches, and Magnolia Key might not be where he plans to stay. Meanwhile, Felicity's grandmother, who seems to know more about the past than she initially let on, slowly begins revealing her own connection to the historical scandal. Through conversations and old journal entries, Felicity starts to see parallels between the love story from a century ago and her own unfolding romance with Brent. Her grandmother gently nudges her to consider that perhaps life doesn't always follow the plans we make, and sometimes that's when the most beautiful things happen. The town itself becomes a character in the book, with familiar faces from previous installments in the series popping in to lend advice, laughter, or a helping hand. Magnolia Key's close-knit community once again shines as people rally around one another, proving that while the island may be small, its heart is mighty. Felicity also forms unexpected friendships with other women in the town, particularly Callie, the local cafe owner who offers both caffeine and candid wisdom, and Marina, a painter who encourages Felicity to explore her creative side again. Through these friendships, Felicity slowly begins to reclaim her identity beyond the job title she left behind, as Brent and Felicity finally unravel the century-old mystery, revealing a hidden love affair that was tragically cut short. They're confronted with the emotional implications of their findings. The truth shakes long-held beliefs in the community, but it also brings healing to those who've lived in the shadow of the scandal for generations. The story of the prince and his forbidden love becomes a metaphor for Felicity's own journey, the importance of embracing vulnerability, the courage to risk one's heart, and the realization that sometimes love is worth the leap. In the final chapters, Felicity must make a decision. She's offered a new, prestigious job back in New York, a chance to reclaim her professional status and rejoin the life she once knew. Brent, meanwhile, is offered a fellowship in Europe, allowing him to continue his research but taking him far from the island and from Felicity. After much soul-searching, Felicity turns to the very mystery they solved for guidance. The story of the lovers from the past becomes her compass. They were separated by duty, fear, and societal expectations. Felicity realizes that she doesn't want to repeat history. She wants to choose love, even if it's scary, even if it means stepping into the unknown. In a touching and satisfying conclusion, Felicity and Brent decide to build a life together, not necessarily tied to one location or a rigid plan, but grounded in mutual support and deep affection. Felicity begins drafting a novel inspired by the historical romance they uncovered, blending her love for storytelling with the passion she found in real life. Brent continues his research with her support, and they create a home on the island that feels like a true new beginning. Bayside Beginnings is more than just a romance. It's a story about the power of history, the pull of family legacy, and the courage it takes to begin again. Kay Correll's writing shines as she balances lighthearted moments with emotional depth, crafting a tale that is both comforting and compelling. With themes of healing, rediscovery, and love that transcends both time and fear, this fifth entry in the Magnolia Key series stands as a warm, inviting embrace to longtime readers and newcomers alike. Felicity's journey reminds us all that sometimes the best beginnings come when we finally let go of the past and open our hearts to the unexpected.